you need to find something to give a crap about. There have been too many instances where I have encountered people that are getting worked up about nonsense, that are spending all of their energy on giving people attitude or being rude back to people because they don't have anything to care about. Hi, welcome. My name is Chelsea if you're new here. Thank you for stumbling upon this video. On this channel, we like to discuss all things becoming more self-aware, more intentional, and more aligned with the version of ourselves we are trying to become. So if that is your vibe, keep watching, subscribe, maybe leave a comment if any of this resonates with you throughout the video. So pretty much why I am so worked up today. I'm not even that worked up. I just this is something that's so important to me. There is this podcast host that I listen to, her name's Stephanie Madera. Of course, we'll put her here. And she says this statement often that says find something to give a shit about, or you're not, you're gonna waste your it's too early in the video for this. Or you're gonna waste your precious energy on foolishness or whatever, things that just don't matter. And she's 100% correct. Have you ever encountered that person that maybe you're ordering food outside somewhere and they're throwing an entire fit because their order was wrong, or because there's only one cashier taking orders, or because things are just taking way too long and they are throwing an entire fit, and everyone is looking around dude, it's not calm down. It was never that deep. It's food. We shouldn't be throwing a fit over this. Maybe that person is you sometimes. Maybe it has been you in the past. It has been members in my family as well, that I've interacted with. And I just feel like that is such a waste of our energy. And I think the reason why sometimes we have so much energy to waste away on these things is because we don't actually have anything that we care about. I feel like a lot of this stems from a mindset of life happening to you and not for you, and you not taking proactive action on your goals, your dreams, your desires, or just what you want out of life. So what I mean when I say this is you need to find something to care about. You need to find something to care about. It doesn't have to be huge, but something that you are putting your energy into, something that wakes you up in the morning and fuels you throughout the rest of the day and reminds you of why you're working towards what you're working what you're working at. For example, if I am somebody that is focused on building a cake business, right? This is not true, but we love cake. What if I'm trying to build a cake business, right? And there is so much that needs to be done in order to fulfill this cake business, or just create the cake business, because I'm in the early stages. I am researching how to register my cake business. I'm finding names for my cake business. I may be finding logos, designing menu items, whatever that might be. I am figuring out how to make this cake business a reality. You think if I'm making my cake business and this is my main priority, it's top of mind, do you think if somebody cuts me off when I'm driving, I'm going to throw this entire fit and start screaming at them? No, it's not that deep. There's so many other things to be worried about throughout the day. I have bigger fish to fry. Than to be worrying about the smallest mundane little things. And this is why I'm telling you, find a purpose, find something that lights you up every day, something that you willingly would like to give your energy to. Because if you don't, every little thing that happens in your life is going to impact you. And I have been reading The Untethered Soul, which I have mentioned in another video. I'm almost done. But the author often talks about just things that happen in life. They're just events, and we assign meaning to them. If I decide to eat an apple one day in the morning, it's just an event that happened. Or if I decide to, make something a big deal, or allow something to really impact me negatively, that's me assigning meaning onto a specific life event that doesn't necessarily need to be there. And I feel like when we have something we actually genuinely care about, something we're working towards, the small little things that really don't actually impact your day don't matter, and you're not wasting away your precious energy on things that are not going to get you to where you need to be. Which is why I implore you to find some interest in your life. And I feel like this video is a bit of a sum of the past few bit of videos that I have done, in terms of finding joy, finding whimsy in your life, and also not wasting your energy on things that don't matter. I feel like there are some of us maybe that don't know what we want out of life yet, maybe that don't necessarily know what our interests are or our passions. Go outside and try something new. Maybe you will find it there. I know for me, I feel like people often tell me that I am lucky because from, I think, a very early age, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, what my interests were, what I would like to spend my time doing on this earth. And that is because I did literally everything when I was growing up. And I kid you not, I have done swimming, I have done cooking, I have done track and field, I have done sports in general, I have done student council, I have done drama, I have done dance, I have done so many different things to the point where now I know exactly what I like and what I do not like. I would say more so I know what I don't want to do. And there's no question of, I wonder what my life would be like if I had pursued this path or if I pursued this path, because pretty much for the most part, I've pursued most of the paths that I feel like have been options for me, and I landed here. I landed here doing media and entertainment, which I am so happy about. But that is only because I have gone outside of my shell and tried to do so many different things so that I know myself enough to the point where I know what fills me up. I know what brings me joy. I know what gives me energy. We are here on this earth for a limited amount of time. And I've said it again. I have said it before in videos, and I will say it again. And I will continue to say it until we really understand what this means. We are not here forever. We're not here forever. And what happens after might be, everyone has their own beliefs about that. But while we are here, ask yourself, if you want to spend your limited time on earth miserable, if you want to spend your limited time on earth throwing fits and causing a big kerfuffle over things that are really not going to matter in the end, do you think on your deathbed you're going to be thinking about if somebody got your order wrong? If somebody gave you a dirty look? If somebody cut you off? No, it's not like that stuff doesn't matter. And I can understand it's easier said than done. Like sometimes you do get worked up about things. Maybe you're having a bad day and someone's energy just kind of sets you off. It's happened to me before. I'm not going to act like I haven't yelled at people. But take a breath. In those moments when you find yourself getting worked up about things that are not that deep, just take a pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is this really worth spending my energy on? Is this really worth getting worked up about? Most of the time, the answer is going to be no. I've said it so many times, we only have a limited amount of energy. And if you are spending half of this energy yelling at people, getting mad at people, just being pessimistic and finding everything that's wrong within the world, this is all you have left to achieve your goals, to achieve your dreams, to chase after things that really matter to you, to really impact the world in a positive light, to really affect those around you. Like, this is all you have left. Do you really want to do that? Probably not. I genuinely have such a deep-rooted belief that we are all able to contribute to the world, to each other, in a beautiful way, in whatever way that might look like. But I don't think a lot of us allow ourselves to even explore that because we've been conditioned and socialized to believe that the path is you go to school, you get a job that's stable in that industry that you studied, and that's it. You work and you save, and maybe you go on vacation every now and then you just have kids, and that's it. Maybe you get married. Nobody knows. This world is so vast and so abundant, and I do not think it is fair for us. I think we are doing ourselves a disservice if we don't explore what it would be like for us to actually live a life that feels fulfilling and beautiful and joyous and abundant to us. You could have gifts that the world is waiting on, that we are literally waiting on, that we need, that will positively impact everybody. But because you decided that you have to follow societal norms and get a good job, and you just can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. Who says you can't? It's your life. It's literally your life. Who said you can't do that? And I'm not going to act like it's easy to just kind of ignore everything and ignore the fact that people, you need money, you need stability, you need a place to sleep at night, you need food to eat. I completely understand that. I am with you there, partially, only because I live at home. And I am coming from a very privileged position to be able to say this. I'm not worried about a lot of those things that I feel like a lot of people are worried about and are putting their energy into, because survival is the most important thing. When you think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I'll find a picture and put it here. When you think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there are base level things that you need in order to even start thinking about things like purpose and fulfillment. I completely understand that. But I feel like we make excuses for ourselves and say that we can't pursue this other thing. We can't chase after this goal or this dream because it's impractical, or because we have so many other responsibilities to figure out. Find a way. find a freaking way. If you have to, after you come home from work, dedicate even 30 minutes to pursuing a goal that you really know will light you up, that will really make a difference in your life, do it. If you have to maybe wake up a little bit earlier so that you can dedicate time and energy to your pursuits and um your desires, then maybe that's what you have to do. But I'm tired of all of us making excuses saying that, oh, I cannot pursue this specific activity. I can't pursue this business venture because I have kids. There's people with kids that have businesses. I cannot pursue this venture. I cannot chase after my goals because I have a job that takes up most of my time. You still have other time in the day. And what do? You're probably coming home and watching TV and eating because you're so tired. And how do I describe this? I am someone who prioritizes my sleep a lot because I understand that energy is so important, right? I prioritize my sleep. I also work pretty long days. Because I am in entrepreneurship, I am like, what time is it? It's 7:50 in the morning right now. To some of you, this might not be that early. To some of you, it might be super duper early. Whatever that is, it is 7:50 in the morning right now. After I film this video, I'm going to a cafe until 5 p.m. After that, what am I going to do? Probably some more work after that. And I am spending all of these hours doing something that I love, and I'm not feeling burnt out by it because it's something that really does fill me up and bring me joy. And I feel like we like to make a lot of excuses for why we can't chase after our goals. Maybe because we're scared, and I know it's scary. I know that we have been conditioned to believe that it is uncertain, that it is a risky move, but I would rather take the risky move of pursuing something that I love, or at least trying to do that. And maybe I end up on the other side very happy, or maybe it doesn't work out, whatever the heck, as opposed to not even trying in the first place and just doing something because I feel like it's what everyone around me would want me to do. I do not want a 9 to 5. Maybe I will in the future. I don't know. I have declared it. I have already said it. My people in my life probably know that I don't want a 9 to 5. I have worked one before. I don't want it. I feel like the gifts that I have to offer this world are too important for me to just be spending most of my energy doing something that I don't care about too much, if I'm being honest with you. And maybe it sounds arrogant to you, but I think we should all look at our energy and our beautiful gifts like that. I think we all have so much to offer, and I don't think it's fair to us to be spending all of that on things that we don't care about. As I said, we only have a limited amount of energy here. We only have a little bit amount of it's not coming out anymore. We only have a limited amount of time on this earth. Really ask yourself, am I going to spend it wasting my energy on stuff that I just doesn't really matter at the end of the day? Ask yourself, if I hopefully make it to a long life and I'm on my deathbed, ask yourself, will you have any regrets? I do not want to be there and say that I didn't chase after things that I said I wanted to chase after. I don't want to be there saying that I could have tried a little bit harder, that I wish I had pursued another path, and that I didn't because of society. Is it going to really matter at that point? When you really think about it, we're literally in the middle of space, floating around on a planet. On a planet. Ask yourself if it's really that deep, and just, I don't know, I understand, again, like I said, I understand absolutely the need for stability, to make money, to make sure that we are even surviving. It's tough times out here. I'm not going to act like it's not. But if you can even just find 30 minutes in your day to chase after something that will bring you joy, to explore what your interests might be, find a hobby that lights you up, just something that doesn't make your life feel so routine and so boring and like you have no control over it. We all have gifts. I believe you have a special gift, whatever the heck that gift might be, and I think we are waiting for you to show it to us. We are literally waiting for you to show us what you have and improve the world. So with that being said, I ask all of you, if you are living a life that you are unhappy with, that you feel miserable about, if you're just spending all of your time on things that don't really matter to you, ask yourself where in your life you can find time and find space and energy to give back to something that lights you up, that fulfills you, that makes you want to wake up in the morning and give your energy to it. You have a gift. I believe in you. I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I think the world would be at a loss if you decided that it was not a worth it gift to show us. So, yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day. If this video resonated with you at all, let me know. Leave a comment. I bet, please leave a comment. I'm trying to build on here and I like to talk to you guys and I hate to beg, but I kind of have to. Please leave a comment if this resonated with you, if you have any other thoughts on this topic, if there are any other topics you would like me to discuss. Let me know. Let me know. Comment section is just waiting for you. Like, we really want you to talk. So yeah, have a wonderful day. I am rooting for you. You've got this. We're gonna make our lives so fun, so joyous, so impactful. And that starts with you. Anyways, have a lovely day. Yeah, just thanks. Thank you for watching. Bye.